G'day folks, Spackman here. Bloody stoked to be here once again, and today let's have a look at royal bats, bringing them into war. The royal ghosts coupled with the bats are just so insanely overpowered. They're dominating bases so easily, particularly in war when you have the time to actually plan it out. It is ridiculous. Now these hits are from our recent CWL Elite war against Blood and Soul, and oh boy, what a war it was. Absolutely cracker of a war. Blood and Soul, thank you so much. It was just up and down the entire war, really hard to see who was going to come across with the victory, and honestly it could have gone either way. So 17 triples to 16 in the end, 25 v 25, but in the end there was so many 90% plus 2 stars left on the field at the end. I think they had 7, we had 5, and a number of time fails to either side. So, as I said, really could have gone either way. And Blood and Soul bring in literally the best queen charges I think I've seen in a very long time. Some absolutely insane stuff. I just had to clap some of the hits. Honestly, ridiculous. Anyway, let's get into our hits, because that's what the video is about. That's what we're here for, and checking out the royal ghosts. So I'll pause this very quickly because this base I actually hit fresh, and the plan was solid. I'm great at my plans. Execution not always so much. For some reason during this raid when I was hitting it, I decided not to drop my ghosts on this. I had just enough at the end to do so. I didn't. I dropped my bats instead, and as a result, with the freezes and the pathing that I had left at the time, I did get the job done. Not sure. So the idea behind this is the heroes and the wrecker, they're going to come in from 5 o'clock, go right through to the base, take down the Inferno near the bottom there, the Queen and the Eagle up the top. The Royal Ghosts are basically going to deal with everything else, bar the one wizard tower next to the clan castle, as we see over here. They're taking down the town hall, they're taking down the 2 most right wizard towers, as you see one's just going down now, and the 2 right infernos, plus that pesky wizard tower that undid me during my hit. And perhaps Max just a lot better at this raid than me. Could very well be the case, because his last hit, which we're going to show again in here, he 6-packed this war, is ridiculous. So much overkill, and could be him, or it could be the fact that this raid is just OP. Royal Ghost shouldn't have been allowed, I don't think, to be in a competitive war, but if they're there, if they're able to be used, well, this guy's going to use them, that's for sure. And there are so many others. While this is all sort of clearing up, as you can see here, the heroes, the wrecker's still going, getting great value in the center there. The Queen still has her ability. Everything's cleared up. Finally trying to make the ghost pass towards that wizard tower down there. But anyway, with this war, as I said, we had 17 triples. 13 of those actually used royal ghosts in their mix because of just how powerful and versatile the troops are. Both as a key part of the raid, but also to help funnel and take down things that maybe other troops aren't able to. And 6 of the hits actually used royal bats in general. The royal ghosts, mass of those, plus the bats on top. Now this one's almost all cleaned up. The bats are being dropped on the far left, and they're just making their way through. They're going to pass directly to that wizard tower. There are 3 freezers left to get this done. 3 freezers, 1 gets used. The other 2 are effectively swagged, not needed. Absolutely smashed the base, smack. Absolutely machine. I think effectively he swagged 4 freezers this war. Could have swagged 5, as he didn't need one in the second hit, which we will show shortly. We'll speed this up, finish this off, and let's have a look at a triple by yours truly. Now, this was a cleanup hit from someone else, and once again, very similar to the first attack. The plan was solid, just wasn't executed quite right. And I tried to adjust. One of my adjustments was good, the other one not so good, but I managed to just get it done in the end anyway. So because of what was left at the end of the first attack, this wizard tower you see here was left up. And with the two wizards tower there, the pathing involved and their range and everything, it basically meant the freezers and the bats sort of split and didn't quite work and they failed. But the ghosts, are getting the Northern Inferno, the Southwest Inferno, the Town Hall, the Wizard Tower around that, and the Wrecker and the Heroes, they're coming in from about 1 o'clock, 1:30. The Wrecker placement was actually quite precise, probably a tile to the left of the previous one, as the previous one just missed clipping into this expo compartment here, and despite that, the P.E.K.K.A. and the King did try and make their way into it. Freezing, what are you freezing for? There we go, that's better. They did try and make their way into it, so I thought, let's move it a tiny bit to the left and save them the hassle of banging on that wall there and doing them the courtesy of opening it up. The other thing I did to try and address this raid, however, was luring the clan castle later. As you can see now, I thought I was being really smart because in the previous hit I thought it held him up and he didn't quite do a decent enough job in dealing with that because it was sort of all over the joint, and I thought one poison to take down the clan castle and the queen at once would be brilliant, except it really tied my queen and the heroes up there with all the defenses coming in at the same time. I wasn't able to take down this wizard tower on the right hand side, which he did in the previous hit. So an adjustment there that didn't quite go to plan, but not the end of the world because we still managed to get the triple, although barely. We might have plenty of freezes at the end, but it was, I dropped the bats early. I was really hoping that this multi-inferno wouldn't ruin them, but I had to drop them when I did because I was realizing I was really running out of time. So the bats are going through. They got a nice sort of clean path here to get towards that wizard tower, which is the key problem at the end, and 2 freezes to get through it. So getting through the defenses isn't a problem, but time, I was packing my decks. I was nervous because in the end there was 1.5 seconds to it, and at this point in time, knowing how annoying the king can be, I deliberately actually dropped my archer there thinking maybe I can drag the king away and less bats can go to it. That's why I froze the king just then. I was thinking, come on bats, avoid the king as much as possible. In the end, some did, but there were a few that went on it. But I think it was at this point I was just like, yes, we've got it, no worries. So was really hoping to 6-pack this war, mainly because Royal Bats, I thought I was really competent in them. I had no problem whatsoever, and wasn't to be. Where are we? 21. Mac with his second hit. Brilliant triple, 3-star. So only just got it done for time. I think there might have been about 8 seconds left on the clock in the end. But with how fast the bats moved and how many bats there were sort of left right near the end of this raid, wasn't really a problem. In the end, he almost got undone at the very end despite having a bunch of swag, and we'll get to that in a bit. Now, what I love with what Mac did in this particular attack here was creating a brilliant funnel in the first or second layer within the walls here, taking down the defenses there. Because the ghosts outside of that and taking down the town hall aren't really needed for anything else in particular. As if you have a look at where the wizard towers are, where the inferno is, the queen, the eagle, they're all in the same, roughly the same area. He drops the wrecker, all of the heroes bang out at 3 o'clock and they beeline straight towards the town hall and get everything, absolutely everything. Bloody beautiful. And poison for all of the clan castle and scullies that are coming down. I'm not particularly a fan of sort of luring all the clan castle one way and then luring them back to deal with them. I've seen a number of people use it, and it's just not for me. But I mean, I'm not one to question a bloke that's, swagging with 500 troops and 35 spells, as Mac does. Whoops, didn't mean to speed it up there. So we're going through here. Because of the fact that all the defenses in the area have been taken down, there's very little damage whatsoever coming for the heroes, for the wrecker here. outside of really the Eagle, the Infernos, and finally now the enemy Queen. But the King's used his ability, so he's now taking her down. He's taking the Eagle down, and the record keeps going. It's well over halfway through the base here. And considering it had largely very little protection, just because the complete lack of defenses around it was able to get so much done. And as you can see there, the heroes took down the last splash defense on the base, 3 freezes, an absolutely brilliant pass, defense, gone right through the base. And uses a freeze here, doesn't need it really. I mean, it's just a simple archer tower and there's so many bats there. And he's trying his best, I think, to avoid this damn king down the bottom and get the elixir collector. But ghosts, as they are, will always pass to the thing you don't want them to pass to. But you see here, I mean, the warden's up, but the ray was almost undone by a tornado spell right near the very end. Classic, but wasn't a problem. Still got it done. Great hit, Mac. Great war, 6-pack, beautiful swag city. And that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much. If you can, as always, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and share this to any of your mates that you think might appreciate the video. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.